You paste an API key into config.py, commit it, and press push. Then GitHub says no. That small interruption matters because deleting the key in a later commit would leave the original in Git history. On August 7th, GitHub added 4 more credential patterns to default push blocking: API Club, Mistral AI, PostAugoAuth, and Resend. In the next few minutes, you will see where that block sits, how GitHub decides what to stop, how to repair a commit properly, and the point where removing a secret is no longer enough. Picture GitHub as a repository entrance rather than a storage box. Content can arrive through a command line push, a GitHub UI commit, a file upload, a REST request, or, for public repositories, a GitHub MCP interaction. Push protection checks incoming content for supported credential patterns. If a high-confidence pattern matches, GitHub rejects the submission and reports where it found the secret. The commit never enters the repository. Ordinary secret scanning has a different job. It scans Git history and can rescan when GitHub adds new secret types. Prevention stands at the door. Discovery searches what is already inside. The detector is deliberately selective. It does not call every long random string a key. Push protection blocks a subset of identifiable patterns chosen for low false positive rates. The August 7th update moved 4 more provider patterns into that default blocking set. The same release added Lovable Labs as a scanning partner, so supported lovable keys found in public repositories can be forwarded to the provider. Selected Cohere, Go Cardless, and Square alerts can also show owner, expiry, or project context when the provider supplies it. That enrichment varies by token and is best effort. Now meet Harbor Analytics, a fictional team. A developer testing a Mistral-powered feature places the obviously fake value Mistral_demo_not_a_real_key in config.py and commits it with the feature. On push, imagine a supported Mistral pattern matches. GitHub blocks repository acceptance and identifies the affected path and commit. The developer moves the runtime value to an environment variable backed by the team's secret manager. But adding a second commit that deletes the line is not enough. The first commit would still contain it. So the developer rewrites every affected commit, then pushes the clean history. If the credential had appeared in a gist, chat, log, package, or an earlier accepted push, the response changes, revoke or rotate it immediately and inspect provider activity. A successful second push cannot prove the key was never exposed elsewhere. A block can also be bypassed, but bypass is an exception, not a cleaning tool. For repository push protection, GitHub records the reason and an audit event. Used in tests and false positive produce closed alerts, I'll fix it later produces an open one. Teams can require delegated reviewers. That is useful for safe fixtures and genuine false positives, yet approving a real credential does not revoke it. There are wider limits too. Push protection covers only supported patterns. Large or complex pushes can time out, and GitHub says a public push over 50 megabytes is skipped by push protection, although later scanning may still create an alert. Local secret management, least privilege, CI checks, and incident response still matter. Use the 2-line response card in the description. If GitHub blocked the credential before repository acceptance, remove it from every affected commit, move the value into proper secret storage, and retry. If the credential was exposed anywhere, revoke or rotate it first, review its activity, and decide separately whether history cleanup is worth the disruption. Missing validity data or provider metadata is not evidence that a token is safe. Remember the distinction: a later deletion changes the tip of the branch, rotation changes whether the credential still works. Blocked before push? Rewrite. Exposed anywhere? Rotate. Copy the response card below, subscribe for more Mechanism First explainers, and explore the WSQ cybersecurity courses in the description.